Hey there everybody, my name's Swiftstylus, and I wanted to touch on weapon fusion today. So, a lot of people are having trouble with the whole weapon fusion system. So, I'm just going to go through it really quickly and explain it. What is weapon fusion? Weapon fusion is how you advance gear, or equipment fusion is how you advance gear in this game. So, quartz waistcoat plus 4. I've used it 4 times. The first slot on every piece of equipment that is named, so every quartz waistcoat, is going to have the first slot the same on it. Okay? So, quartz waistcoat, always going to have Sperry. There's ways to change that in the extreme late game, but I'm not going to cover that today. Every second, third, and fourth slot, those can all be random. For me, I ended up getting Sperry, Blued, and Gilliam on mine. You could have something completely different, but you should still have Sperry on your first slot if you've got a quartz plus 4 and you haven't messed with it in the late game. So, if I were to take this and fuse it with another quartz waistcoat that had Blued on it as well as this one, then they're both going to give me Blued. Skills that are the same carry over into the completed version. Blank slots carry over as well. Any slot that is the same carries over. If it has skills that are the same, they carry over. If it has a slot that's empty, it carries over. Blank slots like to be filled. So if you've got a blank slot and you're fusing something into it that has something in that same slot, so say I've got Sperry here, Blued here, a blank, and Gilliam, and yet I fused in a quartz waistcoat that had Sperry, Blued, Sperry, Gilliam. It's going to fill that blank slot. Blank slots will be filled if they have the option. Now, where it starts to get complicated is when you start talking about fusing things that aren't the same. So say I wanted to fuse something with Blued that's not Blued. Alright? Well, here's how we deal with that. This table is your go-to for I want to learn how to fuse. It's also your go-to for learning how to stack skills and get all these little bonus skills that you see over here. First off, I'm going to cover the exceptions. So when you have 2 skills in a row like this, Sperry and Gilliam, and you were to fuse these 2 skills together on a piece of equipment, it would end up giving you relief. Alright? So that's going to go up. Then if you were to go Gilliam and relief, that's going to give you justice. It's going to go up in rarity all the way over until it gets to Phoenix. If you then fuse Phoenix with anything that's below it, it's going to do something else. Now, when you have types, so Phantom and Chain, like I've got right here, that's going to fuse down. It's going to go down on the column. Alright? It's going to go in the rarity order. This being attack being the least rarity, Phoenix being the most rarity. Everything wants to work its way over to Phoenix if possible. Not everything can, of course, and not everything needs to be. Everybody has their own playstyle, and you should look for a set of skills that advances your playstyle better. Now, so Phantom and Chain will become Mirage. Chain and Mirage would become Geyser. Geyser and Mirage would become Justice. It follows that pattern for everything. So Anther and Plate would be Liched. Alright? Block and Primer, Mirage. Again, it follows this pattern for everything. Except for when you're fusing something like, say, Rune and Legless here. So, how do we find out what that's going to create? Well, it's simple. It averages the 2 skills together. Alright? How do I average the skills together? How do I know? This is a table I've created to reference the other table. Now, I didn't find this information on my own. I did find it on my own, but I ended up going out and Googling and researching to find this information. In the description, I will be submitting a skill calculator that I also found while I was looking for this information. Hopefully, if you're lazy and you don't want to learn it, that'll help you. If you would rather not tab out every time you've fought in battle and you want to find out if your skills are usable or not on this piece of equipment, then you're going to learn how to do it right now. So let's take Rune and Legless, 7 and 34, and we'll add them together. That's going to give us 41. Alright, so 41, then you're going to divide that by 2 to get the average. That's going to give you 20.5. When you have numbers that aren't whole numbers, numbers that are decimals, you simply round down to the next number. So 20.5 is going to become 20. Well, what is 20 on our list? 20 is justice. So Rune plus Legless equals justice. That will always happen. Blued plus Phantom will always be Tempest. Phantom plus Chain will always be Mirage. It follows this pattern for all the skills in this game. That's really it. That's all there is to it. It's really simple. Everybody is trying to figure out how this works. Well, here's the code. It's been cracked for you. Somebody else did it. I'm sharing it. Let me know if this helped you. Leave a like if it did. Or if you just want to get the skill calculator, please leave a like for that as well. Hey, I found it. So, if it's helped you, leave a like. My name's Swiftstylus. I hope you're enjoying this game. I know I am. I can't get enough of it. Have a nice day, everybody. Bye-bye.